Welcome to the Startup Grind.
Hi everyone, welcome to the second Startup Grind. We held the first Startup Grind a month ago at the same venue and invited Mr. Amrabadi from Tival. In a nutshell, a Startup Grind intends to establish a community among startups, and we hold this event in Tehran to promote our startups through inspiring and helping each other. Our timetable is as follows. For the first hour, we had a mixer, and networking for the second hour, we'll have the founders of Network, and then we'll have a light dinner. Please clap for yourselves. You could have been at your laptops, but you chose to come here and socialize with new people here. Some years ago, two cousins by the name of Reza and Saman Sadeghian started a project about group shopping. It was then called Network, which is one of the biggest group shopping sites in Iran. We invited them here today to share their experience with us and tell us how they started and promoted their business. Welcome to this event. Please introduce yourself. I'm Saman Sadeghian. I'm from Yazd. I finished high school and studied textile engineering there and thought I would continue my father's business. Then I got married and moved to London and got my MA in International Management from Broughton University. And passed an MBA course at Regent's College. I'm Reza Sadeghian, one of the co-founders of Network. I finished high school in Yazd and then got my MS in Industrial Engineering from Al Musanat University. After a couple of years working in the field of industry, I moved to New York to study MBA. During my last year at university, we kicked off Network and have been active ever since. So you don't have an academic background in IT? Not in an academic sense, but since our childhood, me and Saman designed basic websites. In 1997-98, we learned about the internet and designed our personal websites and then designed some more for some small firms. We even made a small income. Back then, we used basic software such as Word and Front Page. But we did not study programming at a university. How did you start your own business? Did it start when you were students? Did you want to be self-employed back then? Did it happen out of the blue or was it planned? As I told you earlier, I studied textile to continue my dad's business. but we were tech enthusiasts since childhood and had our own personal site together. I was about to finish my master's when we came across the idea of group shopping. Apparently, one of Ali Reza's friends had worked in this field in several countries and believed that Iran had great potential. He suggested that we investigate the Iranian market for group shopping. We started exploring the idea and looked into the pros and cons in the Iranian market. We were somehow familiar with the infrastructure and people's familiarity with e-shopping. So we dug into the idea and our childhood memories of website design pushed us along. Once we were confident there is good potential, we started the website. Did you have any previous experience working for other companies? I had been an intern in some companies but wanted to be an entrepreneur. For generations, my family ran their own businesses and entrepreneurship was a part of my family's culture. When we started Netbag, there was no time for working in other places. Let's talk about Netbag. It is a well-known site, but could you introduce it for those who don't know it? Group shopping is a three-way board system. It is based on the idea that businesses, instead of investing in advertising in a traditional sense, they invest their budget on offering discounts to their customers on a website. In this way, they would reduce the risk. For instance, a restaurant owner, instead of spending money on hiring a billboard or advertising in a newspaper, can spend the same amount of money in the form of discount to its target customers. The discount would encourage the customers to try a pizza in a new place at a lower risk of paying extra at a new restaurant that they do not know. If they are happy with the service, they will remember the quality and remain a customer. As a result, the business owner, the customer, and the group shopping website will benefit from the system. The customer will have discount, the restaurant will make money, and the website will have revenue. What is your revenue plan? Do you offer the same service to all businesses or it varies case by case? Do you have a specific tariff? We have our own framework, since we have been running for many years. For instance, if a restaurant offers a 20% discount, it won't have many customers. But if there is a 50% discount, the sales will really rise. Whereas a health clinic will not have good sales if the discount is 50%. The discounts are offered between 5 to 80%. Now things are regulated. The businesses also know how much discount they should offer based on their fees and expenses. Does this system only work for new businesses? Can an established brand be Netbank's customer? Not necessarily, but for newcomers it is a fast and easy way to stand on their own feet. Established brands use the website to attract new customers or introduce a new service. They can also activate the slow business hours or focus on a specific product. We can sell almost everything on the website. Why were you attracted to this field? The whole idea of group shopping was really attractive. When we started, we heard of Google's $6 billion offer to buy Groupon. There was such a hype regarding that. The business model is really attractive and has great potential. This matter was visible in Groupon's fast growth. Its growth rate was quicker than Facebook even. Though the business model is really great, many detailed parameters should be taken into consideration. Otherwise, customer satisfaction will drop. The enticing business model, together with the potential in Iran, encouraged us to begin. I would like to add that you have to grab the opportunities in this field. You come across many ideas and opportunities on a daily or monthly basis. Change of interest always happens. It is sometimes a matter of luck. The question is, why did that business pick us? Why now? So you have to identify and grab the opportunities as they come by, because there are plenty for everyone. Tell us about your team. Are you the only founders or others are involved? We are the main co-founders. In the first couple of months, we exchanged through email and investigated and evaluated the advantages and disadvantages of Groupon through hundreds of documents. Ali Reza had a chance to leave college and come back to Iran. We had some programmer friends. We talked to them about the design and called on another friend to take control of the executive responsibilities. Then we registered the business. What was the question? Tell us about your team. Who are the founders? Are you the main shareholders? We believe in teamwork. We used to be a small team of 2 and now we are 80 people, but we still believe in teamwork. But mainly we were the 4 people that I told you about. Me and Ali Reza did the research, and a friend was the programmer, and one of Ali Reza's classmates was in charge of the official responsibilities and the registration. Network is an internet-based system and you are experts in other fields. Did this matter pose any challenges? Would it have been helpful if you have studied computer sciences? Businesses are vast. There are many different expertise in a business. Some people are management experts, some others are programmers. Some companies offer computer services, others are involved in marketing. The business requires different expertise and not one person is qualified for all of them. Therefore, we establish a culture of teamwork where everyone respects the other's knowledge and skill and created a positive work environment. When me and Reza were working on a schedule for this event, I realized that Saman does not live in Iran. It was interesting for me to know how you manage your partnership hundreds of kilometers apart. How do you keep in touch? How is it that you are not physically present in the company but you are one of the major partners? At first it was really interesting because I was in New York, Reza was in London and our other friends were in Iran. The time zones were crazy. We would usually hold a meeting at 7 a.m. New York time and Reza used to be sleepy in the meetings. I had read about distance working and didn't think it was possible. It may be difficult in any other business. One of the merits of e-commerce is that most work can be done at long distances. We did not have any particular problems. At the moment I am working full-time for Network. We got used to this because it was like this right from the beginning. We have set up a framework for our video conferences. Being physically present is really important, but we also learn a lot from working long distances. We had to design task management system to get the job done. We had to have a system for document updates. This pushed us to be more systematic. Does it mean that like an employee at Network you sit at your desk at work at your branch of Network? No. I work from home and I'm busy from the morning till night and I'm happy. The good thing about this system is that since someone is away from the office, he has a fresh look at matters that we may be unaware of. He can see the problems that we may overlook because we are closely involved with them at a daily basis. Away from the daily activities of the office, he can research matters and look for new ideas. When he visits us every couple of months, he sees that we have to constantly answer the phone calls and handle the office traffic. I don't have that much time to think. He takes advantage of this opportunity to think in a quiet environment. I would like to remind everybody to write your questions on the note papers you have been provided. My colleagues will collect them and I will ask them on your behalf.
علیرضا عجایب با اتر صحبت. مرسی ممنون. خب یه سوالی که برام
I would like to know how
روزهای
is Netback
اول
different from its first version.
چقدر متفاوت بود. من روزهای اول نتبگ رو خیلی یادم
How have the business model as well as the appearance of the site evolved?
هم لازم کسب و کار هم لازم ظاهر سایت یو آیش همه چی.
خیلی فرق داشت.
There was a great difference. We designed the site initially based on a prepared script. We wanted to activate the site as soon as possible. There was so much to do. We had to plan everything right from the scratch. I didn't know there were ready-made scripts. We wanted to use the Joomla plugin. Then our tech department came together and then we bought a script for $1,000 and worked on it. This was a grave mistake because it caused several problems for us down the line. It had many bugs and programming problems. It didn't really speed the matters up, but it gave our work some structure. There were some matters in the programming that we may have put off till later phases, but they already existed in the script. That script does not exist anymore in the system.
ولی تا الان اون اسکریپت فکر می‌کنم تقریبا حل شده دیگه. الان توی سیستممون انقدر تغییرات داده شده که چیزی ازش نمونده.
We were really sensitive about the appearance of the site. We knew that people do not trust the internet environment for doing business. We were looking for solutions to create that trust. Our solution was to make the site appear nicely. This will convey the customers that a lot of time has gone to creating the site and therefore it can be trusted. When we added more features and categories, we updated the appearance. Some months ago, we had a complete facelift and moved toward the mobile market since it is a fast-growing market. We want to offer better services to our customers. That is why we have made the site responsive. Let's go back to the first days. How did you find your first clients? What were your marketing challenges?
مشتریاتون رو چجوری پیدا کردین؟ مارکتینگتون رو چجوری شروع کردین؟ سختیاش چی بود؟
Our first challenge was to find new businesses to introduce to our customers. What we did first was to upload a page that promoted Netberg and told people that it offers discount. We invited customers to subscribe to our newsletter to get discount on products and to take part in a lottery to win an iPad. We also put up our banners in 30 different sites. We managed to attract 10,000 subscribers in a month in Tehran alone. Our next offer was a discount of 61% for a sea lion show in Aram Amusement Park. We were excited to know who would buy the first ticket. I guess we were the first to buy the tickets, but eventually there was a caller. The coupon was 5,000 tomans, and with 61% off, it came at 1,950 tomans. We had intentionally chosen a small price, so that the low risk would encourage the buyers to think they don't have a lot to lose. The caller asked us how he can trust our offer. We sent him a free ticket and asked him to send us the money and tell his friends about us, if it was real and he could see the show. Was this the very first customer? No, but one of our first customers. We also started giving out 1,000 to 2,000 Toman gift cards. This was also aimed at reducing customers' risk. In this way, they would risk paying less amount of money. To sign contracts with different businesses, did you personally act or did you have a dedicated marketing team with a specific job description?
واسه بستن قرارداد و اینها شما خودتون درگیر بودین باهاش یا از همون اول تیم مارکتینگی مشخص شده بود با شرح وظایف کامل که این کارو انجام بدن چجوری کار کردین؟
Before kickstarting the project, we had prepared some brochures and chosen a name. I wasn't in Iran, so Ali Reza and some of his friends met with some businesses. Interestingly, when they introduced the idea, almost 80% of the businesses agreed to cooperate. Some of them insisted on seeing the site, but we hadn't uploaded it yet. One day we were working on our business plan with Mr. Rajabi. We decided to meet the businesses the next day and see how it went. He also went to order some brochures. He named the firm Iran's New Business. Later, when we registered the company, we kept the name. The feedbacks were both positive and negative. Some thought it is silly to give discount, but others followed us and wanted to know when the site will be active. We had to come up with some excuses. We had finished designing the site but wanted to do some more research and start it in a professional manner. We didn't want to take control of everything. Though we were familiar with all aspects of the job, we wanted to train our managers so that they can transfer the knowledge to the future managers. We tried to hire experts and invest in them. I'm sure your customers' impression of you today is quite different from your early days. Perhaps like many young businesses, you had to set the scene and create a culture of use. Before internet users weren't used to shopping online, how do you view the change? At the beginning, we had no idea how the customers would react. We didn't know how much the coupons should be or how much would the customers be willing to trust the offer or how much are they ready to pay online. To overcome this problem, they paid upon delivery and they wouldn't be charged a transfer fee. As they paid, we would give them a printed coupon. This idea somehow worked. About 10 to 15% of our transactions were upon delivery. Later, managing the service was expensive and we decided to charge 1,000 to 2,000 tomans for the delivery. The request for this service dropped so low that we discontinued it. People trusted us and shopped from us, and things were not as bad as we thought. Now matters have improved. The brand Network is more known and there are more loyal customers. As a whole, people are more aware of the service. They trust the service, know its risks, and know how to handle it. How many people are currently working for you? 80. How did you expand in these 3 years? Expanding an e-business is not easy. All the sections should grow at the same time and within our budget. You can't create a platform for something that you will need 3 years later. At first, we were only 3-4 people and all the systems were manual. We had an accountant who worked 1 day a week for us and then quit because he thought we would go under very soon. Another financial manager worked with us on Thursdays, and the records were kept on Excel files. As you go on, your marketing would grow first, and then you have to add contents and hire more call operators. Then we had to use a unique software and hire a full-time accountant. You cannot predict the future. Management and industrial systems aren't as improved as, for instance, their American counterparts. Groupon had 10,000 users in 2 years. We reached 80 users in 3 years. You need to go a step by step and expand all aspects of the company simultaneously. Each weak part would hold the company back and cause it to go bankrupt. In this position, without an expert financial manager, we would fall. It is vital for all the parts to grow together. At which parts are your 80 employees active and what do they do? 25 of them are at marketing. Some of them on the phone, others meet the businesses for future contracts. 7 or 8 are content managers who are responsible for creating the offers. 7 or 8 of them are our tech support group. More than 20 people are in the development. They comprise our marketing, graphic design, and other teams. What your users see is a mechanized service. They buy their coupon and go to their selected restaurant. This seems to be a faceless mechanical system from an outside point of view, although I know that this isn't the case. In the past few years, 100 group shopping sites have been established. More than that. Very few of them have been successful. How much have you been successful in the process? Is it dependent on your workforce or a mechanized system?
مشتری و اگه این تعامل قطع بشه یا کم باشه سیستم میخوابه چجوری کار میکنه
In the beginning, we did everything manually. We either did them ourselves or monitored those who were responsible for it. The site is an interface which needs backup and support. All of the effort and activity are involved in making it happen. The site is just a platform to ease the process. People can pay online or search a product quicker than in a brochure. Still, a lot is done by hand, but some parts are being automated. Saman used the time difference to check email and answer them. Now his mails are automatically generated and sent automatically at 12 a.m. Other parts of the company are also automated, but that doesn't undermine the value of the workforce. What challenges did you have in the HR department? How did you recruit your employees? We faced many challenges at first. You are a small internet company and want to hire the best. They are already working somewhere nice and are highly paid, and you want to hire them to promote your site. You don't have the reputation and the name. You are just a site, and they have better jobs. The same goes for technical experts. You can only attract people who like working for a startup and enjoy learning new things. So we offered our employees a positive environment to thrive. As the brand grows, they will trust you and your company's background. Gradually it becomes easier, but all in all it is a challenging field to scout talent and interact with them. What is an account of your typical employee's view of the site? Those with a longer history really enjoy the achievements. They take pride in the company's growth and are its greatest supporters. And we cannot get rid of them even if we wanted to. We make our working environment attractive, friendly and professional. Though Saman said the recruitment process is challenging, we are expanding our different sections and invite everyone to email us at info@netbark.com. We'll be glad to work with eligible candidates. The audience has given me many questions to ask. We won't have time for all of them, and others were among the questions I asked. I apologize if I won't be able to ask them all. First question. As you expanded to the provinces, how do you work in other cities? I will explain briefly and then Ali Reza will give you details.
کار خیلی مشکلی بود.
At first, we hadn't worked out a system.
چه سیستمی باید کار بکنیم که این کار بکنه.
We tried a few, but none of them worked. We now only have marketing teams in other cities.
جایی رسیدیم که ذره آسان‌تره. سیستمی که ما الان کار می‌کنیم اینه که
We train them in Tehran and they go back to their cities to meet with the businesses. They then send us the contract and the rest is done at the company.
کسب و کارها توضیح میدن، آموزش میدن، قرارداد رو می‌بندن.
We make the content, the support and sales.
از ساخت پیشنهاد تا فروشش و بعد ارسالش و ساپورتش و
We initially thought it would be difficult given the distance, but we then came up with the solutions.
آدرسش رو روی نقشه پیدا کردم ممکن بود خیلی مشکل باشه. ولی همه اینا رو یه راهکارهای جلوش گذاشتیم که تونسته تا حالا کار بکنه.
First, we thought we would need an office and a team at other cities, but now we are operating centrally.
شهر انجام بشه. ولی فعلا در حال حاضر به صورت متمرکز داریم روی این کار.
There is a common belief that discounts would damage a business's reputation.
کسب و کار رو پایین بیاره.
What is your idea about that?
فقط راجع به بعضی از بیزنس‌ها یا تو بعضی از فرهنگ‌ها. اینو شما چطور می‌بینید و چطور توجیه می‌کنید؟
Not necessarily. It depends on the business's attitude to discount. Some think that discounts mean that the business owner wants to get rid of his products or is on the verge of bankruptcy.
شما دارید پول هزینه‌ای که بابت تبلیغات میدید رو منتقل می‌کنید به مشتری به خاطر اینکه یک بار بیاد محصول شما رو
Our experts would advise businesses that they pay ads to encourage customers to come and see their products. And there are many prestigious businesses which offer discount and get very good results.
کسب و کارها وقتی دیدشون این است که ذلیل شده خب ممکنه که خودشون هم این دیدو داشته باشن و اینو در مشتری هم پرورش بدن که آره
The good news is that most people do not treat discounts negatively.
خوشبختانه این نیست ما
We try to create the culture that is risk-free and direct advertisement aimed at encouraging customers to buy the best products.
شما دارید یک تبلیغ بدون ریسک و مستقیم رو انجام میدید برای مشتری به خاطر اینکه مشتری بیاد از بهترین جنس و بهترین کیفیت استفاده کنه برای
Are your programmers the shareholders of Netberg?
آیا برنامه‌نویسان نتبگ از سهامداران اون شرکت هستند یا خیر؟
No.
مرسی.
You said that you first advertised Netberg. Where did the budget come from? How much did you begin with?
شروع کار و اینجا یه سوال مشابه هم هست که با چقدر سرمایه شروع کردین؟ آیا سرمایه‌گذاری تو بدون وجود داشته؟ راجع به این میتونید توضیح بدین به دوستان؟
We had an acceptable budget for advertisement.
نسبتاً خوبی ما داشتیم
More than 90% of our budget was spent on advertising and HR.
از بودجه اولیه ما صرف
You need to allocate budget for a business you can provide it or you can borrow it. You can even attract investors. It is very common in the US that some companies do the funding and then raise their fund as the investment grows.
یه قسمت کوچیکشو اول قرض بگیرید بذارید بعد برید از سرمایه‌گذاری‌های مثلا خارج از سیستم خودتون استفاده کنید نظر یه نفر جلب کنید که توی شرکت شما سرمایه‌گذاری کنه چیزی که اکثرا میدونیم توی مثلا آمریکا خیلی چیز مرسوم هست یه سید فاندینگ هست بعدم وی سی ها یا انجل اینوسترها وارد میشن و سرمایه‌گذاری رو با والویشن های اگه شرکت موفق باشه خب سعودی انجام میدن و شرکت رو جذب سرمایه بکنه.
Have you had any funding offers? Yes, there were a few.
سوال بعدی
What legal problems are there for internet businesses?
واسه کسب
Is licensing a problem?
پیش بیاد مثل کسب و کاری برای مانند شما خب و این چجوری هندل می‌شده؟ آیا مجوزهای قاطعی وجود داره واسه این قضیه یا نه چالشی وجود داره واسش؟
One of the issues is filtering in Iran. We were concerned about it too. We registered the company and got all the necessary licenses. We have received some warnings that we mostly justified.
تشکراتی دریافت کردیم اکثرا به جا و این ترس این که ما بخوابیم.
But it had never happened that we would one day wake up and saw the site was filtered. Like any other businesses, licenses are vital. So we acquired many from many different organizations. We applied for a license from the Ministry of Trade. Then we went to the Ministry of the Islamic Guidance, and then they sent us to the Ministry of Labor. When we asked why, they said because the name of the company has business in it. What are your future plans? We have recently launched our mobile application. It opens new possibilities. Mobiles are accessible and quick, and in the future, with higher internet speed, these possibilities will grow. Our website and application are homogeneous, so users can easily shift from one to another. We now have organizational services where discount is offered to organizations and their HR. They have their exclusive pages which are not offered on public pages. We are now working on 3 or 4 new projects. Some of them will be run this year and some of them next year. If you have any new ideas, you can contact us. We are open to suggestions and will support them. What is your competitive advantage? What made you stand out from the rest of the 130 websites which compete with you? What do you think has caused your growth? I guess our advantage is our professionalism. Some matters were more important than others to us. We believe in customer satisfaction. Spreading the word about the site was also very important. This would attract more users. This is a two-way street. You have to have happy customers on one hand and profitable contracts on the other. Businesses want customers and our offers. So, you have to meet both their needs to keep both happy. Our interface design was good right from the beginning. Also, we offer easy access paying systems. Our comment system also helped to win the user's trust. Requests were very quickly responded by us. Our phone lines were open right away to answer users' questions, although most of our users still think we are 2 people running the site from our homes. The most important factor for us was gaining the user's trust. One of our friends once told us that what made us stand out was that we did what we had to do right from the beginning. That's it. We tried to do the right thing and stay professional and gain the trust of both the businesses and the users. Before we move on to the next question, let me ask you about the relationship between the concept and execution of an idea. Do they correlate or they are at odds with one another? Should successful businesses be concerned with only one of them? How the concept and execution affect one another? Please tell us about your own experiences in this area. Both of them are equally important. There is great debate about whether the concept is important or not. I believe the concept has to be catchy as well as the execution. Some believe that if the concept is good, the project will be successful. This idea is to some extent true. However, there must be efficient management and investment as well as advertisement. This is not one separate matter. It is like a cocktail. Everything has to be in balance to help a business grow and be successful. You can't just say it is the concept. But of course, you can't be successful with a bad concept. All in all, the concept is very important, but it doesn't have to be brand new. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. You can refine a concept and improve its shortcomings. If you take a look at the internet, entrepreneurs who have been at the top, you'll see that none of them had an extraordinary idea. They mostly combined some other concepts and modified them. Then they added the extra ingredients of the cocktail. So they promoted their concept very quickly and became successful. So all the factors involved are important. At the early days of a site, you have to work so hard to attract users. Does this hard work pay off as the concept is realized? So, if a concept is good and well executed, then the rest will follow. A site such as Instagram has more than 100 million or 200 million users, though it doesn't seem to follow a specific revenue model. LinkedIn has 300 million users. If the number of users rise, do you have to have more people backstage? With your experience in this field, I would like to know your opinion. In a business model, the main question is, how much will it cost you to attract a new user? At the beginning, you may be your own user, then you will inform your friends, and that is free of charge. Then, there will be a time when even telling your friend your business would have time and money significance. A part of your customers are attracted via the money you spend and the research that goes into spotting them. Some other customers are attracted cost-free because they find you through the viral aspect of the internet. As you move on, you have to invest more money in advertising because you have more people involved in the marketing. On the other hand, as your site goes viral, more people are attracted freely, and this somehow evens out your expenses. The bottom line is, as you grow, the cost of attracting more users will go higher. You should never stop advertising for a site. Do you have an estimate of your users? Do you know how many of them were attracted through advertising and how many came by virally? Is there a percentage of those who became a customer free of charge? We don't have an estimate. But we do know how much we have to spend on inviting a new customer. We cannot really separate the two. I have some other questions to ask. I would like to ask you as entrepreneurs, have you ever been worried that your idea will fail? How did you realize that you have to move on with the idea or to dump it? All the time. It very much depends on how brave and capable you are and how much you can tolerate the hardships. There's an opportunity cost. It took our company 1.5 to 2 years to break even the costs. During this period, you may ask yourself, should I carry on or move on to a better idea? You may ask yourself whether it is better to have a stable job and have better nights sleep.
خب توی یه سال مثلا سال شما ممکنه فکر کنید من تا کی این ادامه داره، آیا مثلا این فرصت دیگه ای که هست مثلا من برم این رو پیگیری کنم، شاید بهتر نبود مثلا یه شغل ثابتی داشتم هر شب اینقدر استرس نداشتم، مثلا شب راحت تر میخوابیدم.
But the reward in the end is really sweet. This job has its own hardships and rewards. It also depends on your character and your patience. Some businesses may take root after 2 years, some others after 5. Some may catch up after 6 months. Groupon in the US caught on less than a year. It became an exemplary case in growth and popularity. About 70 to 80% of startups fail. It is inevitable to fail while success is your ambition. Do you want to add anything? Was there a moment when you said enough is enough? It is hard to say. I was watching a video. It was about a base jumper in Switzerland. He was about to jump when a reporter asked him, "Your friend died here 3 days ago. Why do you want to try it again?" He firstly said that I love my job. Secondly, I understand what I am doing. Thirdly, I have confidence in my skill. And fourthly, I know my limitations. I think you can generalize it to startups. It is very difficult and challenging. You really have to believe in yourself and your idea. It shouldn't be a blind trust, and you should also be aware of your limitations. If there comes a point where you are honestly confident that you went wrong, don't worry. You have learned a lot. I learned more than all my university years in Netberg in 3 years. There were many moments when I talked to Ali Reza and asked him where we should carry on. Was our business model as good as we took it to be? I strongly believe in this business. Having a co-founder is also very important. Sometimes Ali Reza was pessimistic and I encouraged him on, and sometimes vice versa. Then he would approach the idea from another angle and say that it needed more work. It is basically very sweet, but it is also very difficult. Thank you. Due to time limitations, I ask you my last question. What is your advice to the people who want to step into this path? What do you have to say to those who want to establish a startup and be an internet entrepreneur? My other question is, in your opinion, what are the characteristics of an entrepreneur on the internet or in other fields? My advice is to have a plan. Because as you begin, you may get distracted. So you have to have a plan. A plan would bring you back on track and help you make efficient decisions. It could be an executive or a financial plan. Without a plan, it is difficult to decide if you should stop or move on, or is it worth the trouble or not. What was your second question? What are the characteristics of an entrepreneur on the internet or in the other fields? An entrepreneur should be interested and confident in the project. I honestly believe that the climate is absolutely ripe in Iran for entrepreneurs. This country is slightly behind other countries, but its growth rate is speedy. It has great potential. There are many investors interested in sponsoring startup industry. Foreign investors are also getting interested in this market. It is an exceptional opportunity. You have to reach an efficient combination of a company, a good idea, and a good team. Everyone has to believe in the project. You have to find suitable investors. If everything is provided, there is great potential for growth. Are there any final thoughts? I would like to thank you for this event. I know you are extremely busy, but consider time and effort to hold this event for us to get together and share our ideas. I'm sure that such communities are really effective to enrich the culture of entrepreneurship in our country and help the youth to improve. Thank you very much. We thank Mr. Reza Sadeghian and Mr. Saman Sadeghian from NetBank. As mentioned in the schedule, we are going to have a light dinner. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Hamkaran System Company and the organization for data processing for their help and cooperation in holding this event. Thank you. Give yourselves a hand. Our next event is next month. We will inform you on our website.
ممنون. یک کف مرتب به افتخار خودتون بزنید. مرسی.